to be truthful, to be honest, to be bold, to be courageous. And that's what public speaking has always been about.
What was the trigger for you, Darryll, where you're like, I have found something. I've found something that saved my life. I found something that has allowed my family to breathe easy with regards to me and those who love me. I'm not going to just keep this to myself. I'm going to get out there and share. I mean, you had anxiety for somebody who has that and want to get on a big stage like that in itself could be a real mountain to overcome. What gave you that courage and that determination? Because now you're a sought after speaker. Like, how did you go from finding these solutions, actually living these solutions, and wanting to take it to a bigger scale?
Oh, well, there was two ways. Number one, people believed in me when I felt I didn't have a belief in myself. So I noticed that when people would say, "You're a great leader," man, you're a really great speaker, and I would be like, "No, I'm not. This is da 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 da," and I go into this freak out response about it. I started to instead trust, like maybe they're right, and maybe I am perceiving myself through the lens of my insecurities, rather that is through the lens of who I really am. And it's I had to trust that people were being truthful when they gave me these compliments. And maybe I was a better speaker than I thought. Maybe I was a better leader than I thought. Not that I was the best leader, but a better leader than I thought. So therefore, I just had a little bit more confidence, a little bit more self-esteem, a little bit more trust in myself. So some of the anxiety was actually coming from the resistance to speak my truth, to be honest about what I wanted in life, to choose the career path that mattered to me, to express the gifts that mattered to me, to say things online that I wouldn't normally say online, to be truthful, to be honest, to be bold, to be courageous. And that's what public speaking has always been about. That is what makes it more than a business and more than a way to generate revenue or clients or any of that. All that stuff is necessary because every ministry has means. But it's like what keeps us focused is the courage, is the why are we listening, is the what are we collectively doing in whatever industry that we're in, whatever path that each and every one of us is on. We all are better together, as cheesy as that sounds. And the more we can articulate our truth, our expression, our measure, the more the fullness of the colors come together. Short little story. I went to a TED Women conference this year because I just wanted to go and I wanted to support. And they had this big giant map of, I think it was the state of Georgia. And I don't know what it was. It might have been the world. I don't know. It was a big giant map. And they had like 108 colors that you could choose from, and there was like zero instructions. It was just like, I think, take the marker, color a spot or multiple on the map. And some people were like coloring it in, some people were like writing initials and then coloring it in. And it just became this thing where the thousands and thousands of people that were there each kind of just followed their own gut instinct about where they wanted to color, what they wanted to color, which color they wanted to choose. And it at the end of it, it became so beautiful. So the more authentic each and every person was to, I don't know, this is my favorite color. I don't know. This looks better next to the colors that's on there, whatever their rationale was, without judgment, without force, the the more beautiful the picture became. As it is with that picture, so it is with life every day in our communities. The more we live out this authentic expression of ourselves, the more colorful, vibrant, attractive, unique our communities become. And these are things that I see over and over. And there's places that are out there doing this marvelously and brilliantly. And I'm just ambassador of that message.
Ah, oh my gosh, there was so much that you said in there that was gorgeous. And you're so right. I agree with you. Right? We cannot be an island unto ourselves, and when we are, it's everything goes gray. it's it's not as colorful and as beautiful and as impactful, or as meaningful. All the great things in this world. I also wanted to dial back a little bit because you said, you started off with something very profound that I'd never really looked at it this way. That anxiety can actually increase when you hold back from stepping into your more powerful being, right? Your, whether that's getting your voice out there, and for this audience, it is.
Yeah.
When you have that resistance
Yeah.
to getting your voice out there, maybe on bigger stages or
Yeah.
in platforms that you aren't super comfortable with, that in itself creates the resistance itself creates anxiety and perpetuates that. I that was really telling, right? I think
Yeah.
sometimes we say, I have this thing, whether it's anxiety or whatever it is, so I can't do this other thing. When actually by not doing it, you're creating it. It's kind of reverse engineering.
Interesting to start to see that in our life. And at the same time, there's natural things with the body too that we can do, right? There's nutrition and the foods that we're eating, the TV that we watch, the people that we surround ourselves with, the conversation that we have with ourselves in our head. All these things just affect our quality of life, regardless if we are in a mental health crisis or we are on a contributing spectrum and we are, you know, doing a lot for companies and communities and, family and friends and nonprofits, all the things. It's everyone still needs to monitor that and steward the awareness in all areas of their life.